In life, especially in the sciences, we always try to aim for perfect precision. We want all our instruments, such as clocks, to be as precise as possible. However, is aiming for perfect precision always a good idea? My name is Jimmy Kim. I am a physics graduate student here at Northwestern University. And today, I will tell you a little about how our brains work and how studying it reveals that sometimes too much precision can be bad. So, to begin, everyone here has a brain, hopefully. We use it all the time as we navigate through this world. Whenever information about the outside world comes in through our eyes, ears, and other sensory organs, it must be first stored in the brain in order to be processed. How does the brain represent the world? As you probably know, the brain is made up of billions of cells called neurons. They are highly interconnected and constantly send out signals in the form of electric spikes. It is those spiking activities of the neurons that contain much information about the world. To help facilitate representing this highly complicated universe, the brain is divided into many different parts. The different parts are responsible for dealing with different aspects of the world. One such example is what is called head direction cells. As the name suggests, they are responsible for representing where your head is pointing at. More simply put, they allow you to tell your direction. They can be thought of as forming a ring of neurons where each neuron corresponds to a particular direction. This is somewhat analogous to a compass, except of course we humans are not sensitive to magnetic fields. So instead of north, east, south, and west, our internal compass orients itself with respect to local landmarks in our surroundings. In this room, for example, interesting landmarks that would have gained your attention hopefully includes me at the front. It also probably includes the door at the back through which you came in and through which you can exit if you find this talk to be too boring. Well, hopefully not. And you should all be facing me right now or the screen. And your head direction cells represent this fact by activating the neurons that correspond to the front of the room. On the other hand, if you do get bored and turn towards the back, the neurons in the corresponding direction will become active. Being active here means that they will be firing electric spikes that was mentioned earlier. This can be visualized by plotting the number of spikes fired by each neuron. Neurons fire randomly, but on average, the ones closer to the correct direction will be firing more. This rather messy spiking pattern is the brain's representation of your head direction. And this process of going from the external stimulus, which is the head direction in this case, to the corresponding neural activity is called neuroencoding. Now the brain can only see the neural activities and not the actual direction. So it must do the opposite process of NeuroDecoding, that is, inferring the direction from the activities. Due to randomness of the neurons, there is inevitably some level of uncertainty in the inference. Here, for example, you can tell that the head is pointed towards somewhere around the door, but not exactly where. This can cause problems if you are trying to find your way to the exit, for example. You might actually be headed towards a wall, but your brain might guess incorrectly that you are headed towards the door, and thus tell your legs to just walk straight ahead, in which case you'll just end up crashing into the wall. So we expect the brain to be set up to try to minimize this uncertainty. And this is related to neurons' precision. Precision in this context can be thought of as how closely aligned the head direction has to be with the neuron's direction for that neuron to become active. For low precision, the response range will be large, and even the neurons that's very far away from the head direction will respond. For high precision, only the close-by neurons will respond. You can see how this relates to uncertainty. If only few highly localized neurons respond, you'll be much more certain about your direction. In other words, high precision leads to low uncertainty. This sounds almost too obvious to be even worth mentioning. Is this it? Is there nothing surprising? Well, as you can tell from the title of this talk, the answer is no. If neurons are too precise, then the response range will be so small such that even the neuron that is most closely aligned with the head direction will still be too far away to respond. So you will have no neural activity from which the brain can infer the direction. This means you have total uncertainty, which is disastrous. In light of this, my research is finding just the right amount of precision between the two extremes that will minimize this uncertainty. Too little precision is bad. That much has been obvious from the start. But what has not been so obvious is that too much precision is also bad. This is something the neuroscientists have to keep in mind as they investigate why the brain is set up in ways that sometimes seem suboptimal, such as not aiming for perfect precision. It is good for neurons to respond precisely, but first, they have to respond at all. Thank you.